Hello, I'm Dr. Michael, and welcome to this version of Candles and Coffee. Today, my guest is Dr. Kristina. Kristina is probably the embodiment of this work right now. It's growing, it's time, and over 31 years, and now we're starting to really hit our stride. So I cannot emphasize enough how important it is for you to just be with this conversation. Just be with the talk. Just be with us. Just kind of be present to it, experience it, and let it have its way with you. If you want to take notes, take notes. But for the most part, please enjoy a conversation between myself and Dr. Kristina. Enjoy. Hello, Kristina.
Hi, how are you?
Well, I'm good, but it's so weird to call you Kristina. I wanted to say hello, mofo, but I didn't.
Hi,
Hi,
mofo.
mofo. Well, welcome.
It feels weird without it. Thank you.
No, it's nice here. So I don't know if you know, but my podcast is called Candles and Coffee. And the reason it's Candles and Coffee is because it always inevitably starts out very blue and swirly and peaceful. And then somewhere along the line, the passion starts to kick in as if we drank a pot of coffee in the middle of our talk.
Yeah, I love that.
It always starts out sweetly and then gets passionate as we move on. So,
It's like you get so excited you start like tripping over your own feet,
yep, my own
like you're
juice.
running and you trip over, yeah, tripping over your own shoes.
Tripping over my own juice.
Well, when I was rambling about stuff yesterday, I literally was like, I I get why when you give talks now that like you go it's so fast and you get like you have I was like, okay, hold on. Slow your roll, buddy. You can't you're trying to like say 12 things at once and you need to
Yeah.
calm down and say one thing at a time. So,
Well, I got the
yeah.
ADHD thing, so if I don't say it and like interrupt people, it's gone 10 seconds down the road and it's so damn important, right?
Yeah. I think I might have a little touch, a little skosh of that.
Well, welcome, you most beautiful being. I love you so freaking much. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. I love
Right?
you. I'm excited to be here. I'm
Yeah.
excited to just see what happens. This
hmm
is gonna
This is
be
it. This is it. This is
fun.
it. We could just say thank you. I
This is
really
it.
enjoyed having you today. I think just us being together is enough, right? I mean, isn't that really the reality of it, or am I crazy, you know?
No, I think that's really it. I
hmm
really do. It's lovely. I was talking to, no, I wasn't talking to her. We missed each other, but it was a voice message from Liz Hanson. And she was
Ah,
like, Sameka creates the best moments. And I was like, he does. He does create the best moments.
that's so sweet. What made you talk to her? Are you guys in touch? I mean, that's wild.
I haven't, no, I haven't talked to her in ages, but I sent her a very long voice message after Blue Weekend
Ah.
because I said, thank you for introducing me
Hmm.
to you. Because I was like, it's changed my whole life. And now I'm so fucking excited to
Hmm.
be where I'm at and to be
Hmm.
sharing this with people.
Hmm.
So I was
Mm-hmm.
extending my gratitude to her for bringing me to my first discovery class and
Uh,
introducing me to the blue.
isn't that great?
So, yeah,
Welcome to a brand new discovery class with the camera rolling, right?
I know. Oh boy.
I know, I
So
know.
funny.
So what do you want to like really unpack first? Is there anything particularly that you would like to just get off your chest about, whether it is blue or anything?
It doesn't fucking matter.
It really doesn't fucking matter.
Can we cuss on here? Because I'm trying
Yes,
to.
abso-fucking-lutely. Are you kidding?
Just want to be sure that's okay.
No, it's absolutely okay.
Sweet. Sweet.
Ah,
Ah.
Welcome to 2025 Discovery class session. I
Yeah.
appreciate so much what you just said because I needed the reminder that you came through Liz or that you even came through the Discovery class. You do know that I have no recollection of where we began. It's been a blur for me. So thank you for pointing that
Yeah.
out, reminding me of that because that was some pretty good times. I'm glad you were there.
It was some really, really good times, and I'm forever grateful that I
hmm
was there.
hmm
Yeah, what a sweet spot to get into.
hmm
Oh man, that was a
Right?
fun spot.
hmm So what is the burning desire that's like that just wants to come out of you right now? I mean, literally, let it be any, it could be seemingly benign, but I mean, just what wants to come out of you right now and just let it out.
I feel like I just want more people to know about what this is and what you're doing and how, like, what I'm doing with you and how it's changing everything.
That's
And
sweet.
so, yeah. And so I think I told you when we talked this week that, like, random page that I opened to in the Catalyst manual. And I just was like reading through it again. It's like that. It's like the main concept. Hold, please.
Mm,
This page. Literally just the main concepts.
nice.
And then under it is openness.
And that was,
But
I was going to say, and that was before openness took center stage, and now
exactly.
it's bogarting the work now. It just has
But it
really,
needs to be it's I feel like these should almost be swapped in the
right.
order. Like
Absolutely.
openness is
hmm
first and then you can
Absolutely.
accept the other concepts.
hmm
But I think that, like, the openness and getting to openness through active stopping,
hmm
that's a road I want to go down. Maybe not right now, but eventually. And
Wow.
yeah, the main concepts, man. And the one that really got me this week was each person has unique gifts, and the line that was, where is it? If each one of us, yeah, if each one of us were to function at an optimal level, we would observe each one of us expressing life differently. So, like, I love to look at people and be like, why aren't you doing that the way that I would do it?
Right?
And why aren't you doing that the my way?
Which is the
But
right way, of
that's
course. And if it's the right way for you, well, damn, it's the right
obvious,
way for everybody, right?
obviously. And but that, what I've been like going through lately. So that for me was like, oh, you silly goose. Not allowed to interfere with their process.
Oh my God. I tell you
Because
what.
when they express optimally, it has to look different than you because it just has to. So like that, I don't know, those fucking things.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
that.
honestly, I was laughing my ass off before we even got on the phone, thinking I might have the balls to bring up the integrity of your process, really
I'm getting
respecting.
better. I'm getting better at thinking about it.
Right.
I'm doing better.
Yeah, but
That
imagine
term doesn't make me want to throat punch anybody anymore. Like
mainly me.
it's doing better.
I don't want to kick you in the balls when you say it over the phone anymore.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't make me immediately recoil anymore. So that feels massive.
Let's unpack that because if there is anybody that's eavesdropping, I mean, I would really like to unpack like, respecting the integrity of each person's process and how each person has an unconditional integrity. And, you can be optimal with it, but you can't make it what it's not. You can only make it what it's capable of making it. And then even getting there, whatever it's capable of getting to, is a process and you can only go so fast. And if you try to go too fast, you slow the process, you know? And so it's about optimal, not maximal. Go ahead. Go ahead. Take it.
Yeah, no, I needed to hear that. Like, oh, that's, yeah.
Is there a way that we can deliver this that would be more cohesive or coherent, which would make more sense to maybe I shouldn't be really even focusing on eavesdroppers, the people that are seeing this for the first time, but for whatever reason, right or wrong, I am. So, I'm thinking what can I or maybe we do to make it easier for people who are hearing this for them to really understand how ridiculously powerful and undeniably effective this stuff really is. Like literally undeniably effective. And that's not just a concept. I mean, like, is there anything you would like to say based on that before, I would say something because I fear that, I could talk too much.
I don't have anything specific. It's almost like you need to like zoom out almost and like
Mhm.
lay some groundwork. Other, you
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
of like I'm not sure how my brain is trying to how this should be organized for it to make sense.
Well, how
Or
about this? How about if I try to follow up to what I believe you just said, and you can help dial me in. I mean, at this point, why don't we look at that where, you can be spotting me. I know you're going to like whatever it is that I say, but you might be able to dial me in more to what you were saying. Like for me, when we talked about like zooming out, I think one of the most important concepts is that these are just concepts. And I think the fact that these are just concepts and that we're not trying to tout them as truth, but
yeah.
being phenomena that when you play with these concepts, even though they're just concepts, that when you play with them, interact with them, even just simply consider them, then they cease being just concepts, though they are just concepts. But by interacting with them, then they become, as phenomena, an incredibly high level of support. And why would you not pull that if it's a choice and it's available to you? Why do you need to make it qualify itself as a truth to not get the benefit of it as a concept and just play with it and extrapolate all the wisdom that you possibly can? Because we all know that there's wisdom in these concepts by playing with them. Let them be just concepts. Stop seeking truth unless the truth is that concepts are enough, and be wise with the concepts you interact with. I mean, that's probably the most important thing, is to get more observant and more wise, more present to the concepts that you're playing with, even if your
Yeah.
so-called concepts are your truth, so you believe them to be true. Just look at what you're interacting with and then look at the phenomena of what you get for interacting with them. And the reason we love these concepts so well is because they're time tested and we know what happens to people who play with these concepts and interact with them. Is that a good pulling back, zooming out?
Yes, I think so. Um, yeah, I mean, for me and you, it makes sense that we're talking about these concepts, but I think sprinkle in like what are the concepts? So maybe even just talking about like the fact that life is intelligent and the
There
fact
you
that
go. There you go.
yeah,
How about that?
there.
Yeah. Oh, thank you
How
for
about
that. I
that?
think
Life is
your
intelligent.
hair was actually banking into your microphone. So thank you for
Oh,
that.
is
You were
that
actually,
better?
yeah,
I'm
you were.
sorry.
That's okay. Look, we'll deal with it. It's okay. We're good. We're good. So I mean, like I love that you said that life's intelligent. You're pulling the original concepts of Catalyst. Like we're talking 1994 concepts about life being intelligence. Go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like you have a massive body of work, right? And
Mm-hmm.
there's Thrivopeutics and there's Catalyst and there's Forward Healing and there's all of these things. And for me personally, even though I've known you for a while and know these concepts, I don't necessarily, and maybe I don't need to like piece them out and be like, which one's Thrivopeutics and which one's Catalyst and which one's blah blah blah. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
it's all just one.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, it is.
there's many concepts, but it feels like, yeah, those original, like, that's what I'm looking at. I don't think I've ever seen these original three concepts that I'm like, well, fuck me.
Wow.
These are literally everything. Like, life is intelligent, each person has unique gifts, and we are here to
Mm,
serve life. And it's like that married with the chiropractic philosophy to me, I'm like, I feel like that
mm,
just gives you like really nice platform to live your life on.
That's
And
beautiful.
so,
Well, they came from the
yeah,
chiropractic philosophy from me. To me, it was to bring the chiropractic philosophy to life and not like we
yeah,
don't, the application of philosophy is not philosophizing. To me, these concepts is the application of the philosophy, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, yeah, that actually does make perfect sense. That does make perfect sense. Yeah.
well, I've needed it.
Um,
I really needed it to hold me through all the trials and tribulations of life. We've all been through a lot, that's for sure.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, and it is just that, like, as simple as the first concept is life is intelligent, and it's like, I mean, everything that is handed to you is feedback. It's all perfect feedback, and it's going to be exactly what you need to either make that choice in a
Hmm.
new, what's the word I want? Like neuroplasticity, in a new way, in a new option,
Novelty, baby. That's the game, right? Birth
or
is
this
novel.
way, and still like respecting the integrity of my
There
process.
you
And
go. And
then
you
I
could
go
say
this
that
way, and I don't even hate it. I
anymore.
don't even hate it anymore. Don't even hate it
Yeah,
anymore.
that's great.
So, like,
Yeah.
I observe being in the position that I'm in, I observe a lot of people being stuck in a victimhood
Hmm.
mindset.
Hmm.
And this work and these concepts have really helped me shift from victimhood to empowerment. And that's why I want to
Mm.
talk about it. And that's why I want to share it, because the people who show up on my table, not surprisingly, show up with similar things to what I show up with. And so I think that's why I'm passionate about talking about it right now, because I'm like,
Hmm.
if I can shift from here to there, anybody can do it. And I will say, like, you and I have known each other for a few years now, and
You.
a few years, yeah. But it really literally feels like maybe 3 months ago I finally like it finally clicked. It finally fucking hit me, and
Right.
then going to the blue weekend got it deeply ingrained in my body, and now I'm like, okay, it feels solid enough that I can fully share it with other people. And
Right.
so that's kind of why I'm just like, I just want to throw all this out.
Yeah, but I do want to talk about the integrity of your process. And really, now you're at a point where you're really not allowed to even withhold it. Like you can't not share it at this point. And that's
Yeah,
because
and
you're here now. Before you have
yeah.
to almost force it to share it. And that's because you weren't where you are. And now you're actually riding the wave. You're riding the blue, and you are in this going with itness now. And it is swirlful, and it is delightful, and it is easy, and there is going to be pain, and the pain's going to come easy, and it's going to be okay that you could easily
Yeah.
rise above the pain, even if the pain doesn't dissipate, or disseminate or lessen. And these are important concepts because people don't even know that these things are possible. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why I like you sharing right now because my my greatest like promise right here, the way I see it, is that even the work has an integrity and it's going to get out in its time. And nothing we can do can make it go faster than what is optimal. But Lord knows I can certainly as heck slow it down by not doing these talks with you on camera because I don't do enough talks with people like you on camera. No matter how many beautiful platforms I have, the candles and coffee promise was that I would be doing more of these. And, organically, they just didn't happen. I wasn't motivated to do them, so I didn't do them. I waited until now it feels right because you're ready. And so there is a lot of going with itness rather than being attached to an outcome and just putting out content because that's what everybody says you're supposed to do. And it's like, no,
Mm-hmm.
no, I'm going to trust on a much higher level that if I'm not motivated to do it, there's a damn good reason. And it's probably really within the integrity of my process or the integrity of the works process. And,
Yeah.
and, and it's hard to separate, but there's definitely a difference.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
definitely.
Hmm. So all of that,
All of that.
all of that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's all feedback. Like, in
Mm.
in a previous version of me today, for example, would have gotten I was a little reactive, but I didn't put that on anyone else. I was like, this is what I'm
Hmm.
like experiencing. And I walked it off. And then I also was like, okay, I'm going to go swirly twirly around in the other room and put some music on and just get lost in the blue
Hmm.
until I feel better. And it's like I'm allowing myself to do that so much now. And it's
Hmm.
like I've heard you say it before, but it's making sense now that it's like when you're hitting the resistance, that's perfect feedback to remind you to go back to the shit that's going to help you
To earn it.
get back to where you, yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly.
You got to
To go
repeat the
back to what,
process. It's an exercise. It's an
exactly.
entrainment.
100%.
It's a whatever you want. It's a conditioning. There are so many
Yeah.
words we can use, you know. It's a
Yeah.
rehearsal. We're rehearsing.
We're
I love that.
rehearsing.
I love that term.
Rehearsing your greaterness. How
Absolutely.
fun.
The rehearsing of my
Yeah.
emergence, you know, and then I'll take whatever little bit of emergence I get right now, you know.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be much, but if it is, I'll take it.
Mm-mm.
But if it's a little, I'll take it because I'm encouraged, you know, I'm moving in the right direction, you know.
Yeah.
I love what you just said about walking it off because you were around for that. I mean, I think
Yeah.
you should unpack that. I think you should tell me your experience of walking it off so I can fill in the blanks. How's that?
I don't even remember exactly where it stemmed from. I remember us having a session and you saying you had to walk when you were talking to me. And
Caged
I think
lion.
that maybe, yeah, you had to pace while you were talking to me or something. And so I don't know if that's where it came from, that you were like, we just got to walk this off. And then
Bingo.
I started taking that and going on my own walks when things showed up that were
Mm.
too much for me in that moment, and I was able to just be like, okay, even if the walk was like from one room to another,
And back again.
I still walked it and back again. I still walked it off, but it's like just creating the space between you and the thing
You're hitting it.
allows for so much swirl and for so much just grace to come through. And so I think, I don't know, you fill in the blanks there.
Well, that was the biggest blank was space. I mean, like, I don't know how
Yeah.
much you realize, but a lot of this work, it is all based on neuroplasticity. I mean, that's not just a nice, you know, convenient soundbite. I'm really drinking the Kool-Aid about the role of what neuroplasticity actually plays in our life as far as potential and giving us greater hope and possibilities and something we can actually lean into and then play within the integrity of our neuroplasticity or ability to express neuroplasticity. And I guess I would want to just word it that it's, you know, the newness when there's more wiggle room or adaptability. We're more like flexible of mind, of body. We're not so locked in that we have more of a range, if you will, of expression. And I think that one of the most important ways to enhance neuroplasticity, because that's brain based, is to stop, is space and space based. And so I think that all brain based practices are going to be space based. And so when you walk something off, you're putting space between you and whatever it is
Yeah.
and giving it room to grow. That's another blank I wanted to fill in. It's like make
Mm,
room for growth, give it room, let it breathe. Another word.
yeah.
All of these words are so very important to give things space and to direct space there. And like, you know, taking a break from it, like in Catalyst, how we walk away and then come back with new eyes. Well, the only way you can come back with new eyes is to walk away.
Yeah.
And so walking it off is sort of like, you know, etch a sketch, you know, it's like a
Oh,
recalibrating.
I love that image.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's really true. It's really true because we're locked
Yeah.
in seeing it from a brain state that's locked in recursively to see it the way it sees it. And then all of a sudden
Mm-hmm.
you take a break and a different version of us shows up. And then all of a sudden, oh, we see some blind spots.
Yeah.
You know, we see things the way, you know, a version of us couldn't see it. And a lot of that is the walking it off allows for something newer and greater to emerge or to find its way into your very busy life while you're chasing your tail, so nothing else can get in.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that that is just really, and I just love the idea about how powerful it is to walk it off. I mean, like, you know, think about you're angry, right? And the smoke coming out of your ears or out of your nose like a bull. And then you go outside to walk it off, right? And what happens as soon as you go outside to walk it off? You're still stewing, right? You're still ruminating over it, right? Even though you're no longer there anymore. And then the more you're walking and the more that you give it space and the more that you realize of a practice how important space is. So put some space between you and
Mm-hmm.
your thoughts or you and what you're entertaining or you and the disturbance that you were inviting or even, you know, serving, rubbing its feet.
Yeah.
And so when you walk, I know, right? Really? Absolutely. Letting it take up residence. Here, let me really take good care of you so you never
Yeah, you
leave.
can. Why don't you come on in,
Come
stay a
on in.
while? Ooh.
Is it vampires that need to be invited in? They can't come in the door
Yeah,
and
yeah.
look at that.
Don't invite it.
Well, that's a big powerful metaphor because it really is true. Because if we're not focusing on that which aggravates us and putting more and more energy into it, then, we're not really, we can never clear, right? The clearing
Yeah,
comes from letting things breathe, giving things room to grow, letting there be space. And there are really two important types of space. The one that we all know is like distance between you and me. Like let it have some space, put some distance, walk away from it. Like even put some distance between you and the thought as far as that's space. But the bigger space that I think a lot of people don't really appreciate is time.
mm.
Seconds, give it space, meaning let there be ticks. Give it time to marinate in openness, in nothingness. Give it space, but give it ticks while you're giving it space. So walk away, but let there be a good amount of time. That's another form of space is ticks, is seconds. And so
Yeah.
if you can combine both distance and time, wow, then you can really have a chance to like choose to come back with a better set of eyes and you're allowed to choose this. I want to see this supportively. I want to see how this is working for me, how
Totally.
this has been so helpful and beneficial, where a prior version of me couldn't see it that way. And I needed space before I can actually have access to seeing it that way. So I had to walk it off.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
all like the choice. It's all the choices. You can choose to walk it off, or you can
Hmm.
choose to continue to have that adversarial relationship.
Absolutely. But again, the integrity of your process may have you choose, but not follow up and do it. Or the integrity of your process may have you not even choose because that's the integrity of your process. So just because you're choosing it doesn't mean that you're going to have the wisdom and the fortitude, whatever, the stick with itness to follow through. But that's okay. If you state an intention and then you break your vow, we say, that's okay. Well, welcome that, be gentle with
Yeah.
yourself. At least you stated the intention. Yeah, but I suck. Well, talk about what is that? What do we call that? What you self-fulfilling prophecy. Why would you say you suck? It's just the integrity of your process, and the integrity of your process doesn't suck.
Yeah.
You're allowed to not like the integrity of your process, and maybe your animal brain will have you at times not liking the integrity of your process. But your higher brain is going to have you respecting the integrity of your process, in which case you're going to like it because it's the integrity of your process that's running the show. And you don't want to go against that because that's just painful, right?
Yes.
So, yes,
Yes.
that's, I'm not just a hair club president, I'm also a client.
Yes.
You know all too well of
Yes. I know it well.
which I speak. That's great. That's absolutely fantastic.
Oh
So
my
what else? And
gosh.
no, really, and I want to be really sensitive to what you have in the tank. Like, what are you feeling in your tank right now? I mean, how are you doing? Can you give me a check-in? Can you give the viewers a check-in if anybody's watching this 10 years from now? How are you doing in this moment? Because it's going to matter 10 years from now.
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Good,
Honestly, I'm
good.
doing well. Um, I'm I will say probably for the first time since signing up for chiropractic school. I was very excited for that adventure, but I will say for the first time since then, I think I am truthfully like blindfolded and laughing. I have no idea what's coming. Yes, exactly. I'm like, I don't know what
Mm,
we're gonna do. We're on the brink of a very
mm,
large shift,
mm,
and I don't know what is gonna happen, but I
mm,
know it's gonna be great, and I
mm,
know I'm gonna have awesome feedback, and I'm gonna have a great fucking time no matter
mm.
what shows up. And
The
so,
process is already great, then the results don't really matter because the process is great, right? So if the process is great, the
exactly.
results can be whatever they are, as long as the process stays great, right?
Yeah. So I really, I mean, I feel pretty liberated these
Mm,
days because I, I don't feel necessarily attached to what
mm.
is one or the other, what's going to happen. I'm
There
just
you
like,
go.
I know that I don't have a choice in what this is. I know that this is it, but I'm like, that's all I know at this point is
Mhm.
I'm like, well, I'm gonna do this
I
and
want to unpack blindfolding and laughing so people understand that image. And if anybody wants to draw that, like it has to be the most incredible,
ah,
like
I
literally,
wish I could draw.
I know, I
I'm
know.
not I'm not that type of artist,
I know, I know.
but
But it's a beautiful image. It's an
I
amazingly
know it's
important
just like
image because it's the mystery, right? That's it's gratitude, humility. If you know that gratitude, you're giving gratitude, that's the motor. You're offering gratitude at the same time. You're ready to receive the mystery. You don't know what it is, but you're ready. You hear more, sir. Like I'll take the next piece. And it looks the same when you're doing when you here, I'm going to give gratitude. It's a motor thing, right? And now here, I'm going to receive the mystery, which is humility. I don't know what's coming. And it's like, go ahead, put it in my hand. Isn't that cool that it looks the same? Here, I'm giving gratitude. And here I am welcoming the mystery. Go ahead, place it in my hand.
hmm,
And so that's the blindfolded and laughing. The laughing is knowing that it's going to be good and it's right on time and it's perfect. And that's not philosophical unless you say it is. And if you say it is, well, you're foolish because why are you doing that? I mean, what's the
yeah.
point? I mean, it's you're programming yourself, and that doesn't seem like intelligent programming. And it's like, why? Because it's true. So is what I'm saying less true that you're programming yourself to this is ridiculously, you know, foo-foo or woo-woo? Oh, I love that woo-woo warrior. Become a woo-woo warrior. Love the woo-woo. Literally become a
I
woo-woo.
yeah, I love that.
Proud of woo-woo. If it's woo-woo, that means you're outside of convention and there's so much possibility and you're probably closer to whatever your highest truth is or your highest levels of awareness just by giving yourself permission to entertain the woo-woo. And then look what happens as a
Mm,
natural phenomena of getting outside of your own bullshit. Like, or actually, it's not even your bullshit. It's other people's bullshit that you've adopted. It's
yeah.
not even yours. You've been corrupted. It's somebody else's corruption that you've taken on.
Yeah.
It's the spread of corruption. It's your own cognitive bias that you think is so true, but it's corruption, and it's not. It really wasn't even yours, though you're advocating for it as if it is. You silly human,
Yeah.
right? All of that. But go
That
ahead.
feels kind of good. Let me just take that. Like,
Does
oh,
it
but does
really
it?
feel kind of
Does it
good?
really
Does it
feel
really
that
feel good? Oh, I had a great line the other day, and this is going to ruffle a lot of feathers. And I really believe that I'm onto something here. I think, and this is a new thought that I would I question anybody who absolutely adores Donald Trump. Ooh, now follow this. I want you to get this that I really, if somebody is like over the moon, the highest level of a Donald Trump lover, I'm really, really worried about that. And then there's a lot of people like, oh my God, are you one of them? I was like, at the same time, I wouldn't trust anybody who's a Donald Trump hater that despises. So the extreme
yeah.
is like if you're on one camp and you're passionate about that camp so much so that you're losing your humanity and that you're hating the person, your next door neighbor or your brother, your sister, your family member, your child, that's a problem. And if it's a
That's a problem.
no, really. And so what I really believe is going on is that like if you know anything about bookies, and so like if you gamble, they don't care like who wins as long as they're selling both halves. As long as they're selling, if you're playing the Mets versus the Yankees, because I'm from New York and that's a good one. And so if you're selling so many of the Mets and Mets and Mets and nobody's really, then all of a sudden you got to give the Yankees some runs, now you're going to get a couple of extra, you know what I mean, to start. So you can sell equal halves because the bookies make money on the vig, on how much, the 10% that they make. So as long as they're selling the same amount between this team and that team, they're making out. And then what they want is more volume, because the more volume you have, then you make out even more. You're making a greater number at that 10%. And I really believe that that's what's going on, is that they can pit us against each other, and they're doing a great job at that, whoever they are. It's just a concept. But let me tell you, if this concept is wrong, and it could very well be, then, look at what's the dark side of that? Because the solution is to not be an extremist, to not be like, you can't just be absolutely anti-humane or human because somebody either loves or hates Trump. You know what I'm saying? Because what, you loving Trump so much or hating Trump so much, and do you actually believe that you own the totality of truth? Like, you're watching a certain channel that's getting you to absolutely love and adore him, or hate him and despise him. You're choosing to watch that channel, so it'll continue to feed your own cognitive bias. Like, literally, you really believe you know. And so half of the world believes they're smart because they're watching this channel, and the other channel is really stupid. And then the other half of the world believes their channel is smart and everybody else is stupid. And nobody has a problem with this, while it's just the bookies really just making sure that we're pitting against each other, and that the sides are fair, and that there's an equal amount, so that if they ever decide to like have a war, we'll just rip each other to shreds. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
Yeah.
I think that we have to be a lot more humble than that. And that's true whether you absolutely hate the man or adore the man. I think that we have to realize that that's probably not the wisest position to take,
Yeah.
even though he may really be that amazing or that terrible, but who knows? And it's possible. But if it's possible, I'm not willing to flip the coin and put all my eggs in one basket and then pretend that I'm not walking around with cognitive dissonance, so that I have no corruption in
Yeah.
me, that I haven't been programmed. And I think that that is the way we actually heal, rather than going, well, the other party's not unifying, we're unifying. And it's like, both parties are saying that. That is so funny, both healing the great divide. Yeah, we're healing the great
Yeah.
divide while we're yelling about the other party. Tell me how that's working again. Tell me how our party is healing the great divide while we're throwing the other half away, or despising them. Anyway, I think that that is a good lightning rod right now. And I think it's up. And I think it's beautiful that,
Totally. It's interesting for sure to observe, because I see both sides
right, me too.
from the people that I talk to and all the things. I
Hmm.
don't really consume news because I didn't like, what's the fucking point? But
It's bullshit anyway.
it's it's all shit
It's all
anyway.
bullshit.
It's all
They're all selling
bullshit.
their bullshit. They're selling to
Exactly.
us.
And it's like, I don't want, personally, my humanity is not for sale.
There you go.
Like, I'm not willing to give up my decency and
There you go.
my humanity and my ability to serve people because someone disagrees with me.
Right.
For example, that second fucking principle of like,
Mm.
everyone expresses differently. So if we're all functioning as optimally as we should, it's going to express differently through literally every single human being on the planet. So why on earth would we try to put just put it in two camps? That's stupid. That's
There you
so,
go.
I don't get it. So I'm with you on that one.
It's divide and conquer. And so it's just a control. It's control.
Yeah,
It's all
okay.
about
It's a
control.
control.
It is control. It's to get
Yeah.
us to be fearful, and to get us to spend more money on whatever it is that you're selling that we want to hear about, which is going to make it sound like we're the smart people and they're really stupid. And I just want to confirm again and affirm again. You know, NLP, they call it evidence procedures, cognitive dissonance, cognitive bias, to tell me, prove that I'm smart and prove me that I'm right, And so we're blind to everything that doesn't prove that we're right, because we're not looking for it. We're just looking to prove our wisdom. And it's really
Yeah.
embarrassing how corrupted we really are as a people. And, I'm sharing this because I think it gives us a fighting chance to become
I
more
get
humane. Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, no, as you're saying this, I'm like, maybe this is part of why I'm really wanting to get this out right now, too, because I see it so much in the people that I know. They're just like fighting each other over
Mm-hmm.
shit that they can't fucking control. And I'm like, guys,
I
what are
know.
we doing? If you can get this all like situated and resonating like you actually ought to be resonating, you're not going to give a shit about that anymore.
Right. And how about the integrity of the whole process, right? And that this is even set up, like again, my book Artifacts, right? It's all about the wisdom of duality, of polarity, of yin and yang. And it's like, if there wasn't polarity, good and bad, good or evil, but you think you're good, but you're actually flip-flopping. You're part good, part evil. They're part good, part evil. You're not 100% good. But the good
Yeah,
news is you're not 100%
it's all
evil.
there.
But it's all
Yeah,
there. It's a
it's all
polarity.
there.
It's all there. It's
Yeah.
all in there. And you need that yin and yang. Otherwise, it's flatlining and that's death. I mean, this is really what people are trying to do. And you can't heal duality. You can't heal or stop polarity. Like I always say, evil can never win the long game, but evil can never be eradicated. Think about that.
Yeah.
Evil will never, ever, 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 ever win the long game because it's all good, man, because under good is good and evil. And it's like, wow, so it's good that there's good and evil. Yeah, that's polarity, that's duality. And so you have this like beautiful, I guess structure if you want. I bet you it's sacred geometry, I bet, you know, and it's
And
there.
it is.
It is, and it is. And so the
Yeah.
idea, the way I see it, is that we're supposed to coexist with polarity and duality, but not get involved in the fight because we want the yin and yang, we want the inhale and the exhale, we want the love
Yeah.
and the dub, but there are so many people that are passionately, and if that's the integrity of their process, then so be it. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. And if it's happening, then it needs to be happening because it's happening, right?
Right.
But again, the overlay is to have the awareness about that so you don't take yourself so seriously and that you could be lighter and swirlier and function more optimally as a result of that. Because, if this is happening for you rather than you're broken, you're going to function better if you play with the concept that says everything's happening for a reason and it's happening for you, not to you, as opposed to when you say, well, I'm broken. Well, now you just compromise your own function because you just put yourself behind the eight ball, which you didn't have to place yourself there, but you placed yourself there saying you're broken. Oh, and by the way, you know why you think you're broken? Because something's happening that you don't like. Do you notice how everything is always perfect when it's going well, but only when it's something you don't like, which includes pain, or you're not getting something you do want, like, where's my lover? You're not, it's only then when something's broken. And so I always look at like the stars and or something like Jupiter or Venus or whatever, or Neptune and go, is that planet like 2 degrees off to one direction? If everything is perfect, and it is, and this is what's so important about, the macrocosm, the microcosm, and then our perception, the mesocosm, what we see. The microcosm, you can see how the planets and the solar system and everything works in a beautiful orchestration. And you can look at the cells. We talked about each person function differently. We have 70 quadrillion cells in the body, and each cell functions differently, has a different function. We don't want all the cells to function the same. Every cell functions differently because it was made differently to contribute to the body. And then we got the meso, right here, which is us, right? The mesocosm, where we can see the micro community, the macro community, or the, the meso community, the mesocosm. And that's where we're all interacting for the greater good, which is much greater than us, but it is a polarity of good and evil. And we're here to sustain that duality. Otherwise, it's flatlining. We have to have the lub dub. And so we don't want to win the battle and kill our neighbor, because they don't think like we think because they're stupid and we're smart, as if that's not like the ultimate arrogance, or maybe the ultimate sign of what did I call it? Corruption or cognitive dissonance or cognitive bias. I mean, like if we can get humble, like Socrates told us to, or Plato told us to, if we can actually be more humble, you'd be surprised how much of our humanity space would automatically come flushing in, rushing in.
Well, and that kind of loops back to the whole openness concept, because it's like,
Doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like, if you can open and allow
and you can
that to flow through, and you can,
right,
and it's literally sitting right in front of me, and it's like arrogance will suppress the flow of life. Absolutely, like, of course it does.
And it pushes back anything new. I mean, win some, learn some, there's no losing. So if you can open, then you can learn from what you might consider a loss, or and the idea is to learn how to play the game, right? To learn how to win independent. Let life be unconditional, where you can welcome things unconditionally and handle things unconditionally like a boss. no matter what. And then when there are times when you can't do that, because inevitably there'll be times when you can't do that. So everybody who's feeling like this is all woo woo, it's like, no, there'll be times where I'll suck at it. You'll suck at it.
Yeah.
There'll be times where I'll be feeling sorry for myself, but at least I'll be able to course correct rather quickly. Thank God, because
Yeah.
the higher brain will have to kick in to really dominate the animal brain. When the animal brain wins, that's great because the animal brain is letting us know, hey, that dry mouth right there means you need water.
Yeah.
That's the animal brain kicking in that's making you thirsty. That's the reptilian brain, right?
Literally me this
It's
morning. I was
gorgeous.
being a raging bitch, and that was just good feedback to be like, you need to go do the things you know
Go
you
walk it
are
off.
gonna help you.
Go walk it
Just
off.
go walk it off.
Right. And then I would have said, boy, you must have needed to reconnect with that raging bitch. I hope you welcomed her. Like, because when
I
you,
did. We got through it.
right? The minute you welcome her and you're like, hey, welcome, raging bitch. Now you're not a raging bitch anymore. Now you're the person welcoming the raging bitch. Isn't that fucking incredible?
Yeah. Oh,
No, literally,
true.
literally, it's humbling how powerful these concepts are.
Mm,
It really is. I mean, it's worth studying.
it is. It is worth studying, and it's
Yeah.
worth sharing, which is why,
Hmm.
which is why we're doing it.
This is why we do.
Finally.
Well, I'm looking forward to doing more of this. So why don't we just call this right now? Because I think we've probably been going for a while
I
anyway.
have
What do
no
you
idea
think?
what time it is.
Well, I don't even know when we started. So we are.
I don't know either.
I know. So is there anything you want to add to this? Because I do think it would be nicer for us to do more of these than to, maybe do this 4 times longer than we've already done it and then not do one again in a long time.
I don't want it to be super long and
Yeah, I think this was really nice.
tap
And
out.
thank you for being the catalyst to really make this happen because I was waiting for a catalyst to make this happen. And I appreciate that about me, that I'm really not attached to my ambitions and to get things out and to do things conventional way, where everybody says do things, keep that content coming. You got to keep making content. And I'm like, you know what? If I don't feel like making
What's the
content,
point of
I'm
making content if you don't
right.
if it's not
Organic.
pouring out of you? Yeah, that's the word. If it's not organic.
But it is pouring out of us. It is. But as far as getting it on camera, right, and doing
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
this
yeah.
is a special thing that we're doing right now. And I do hope that, and if it doesn't, then the integrity of the process, right? But it is my intention to do more of these. But like, again, let's see what happens because
Yeah.
watching our actions are far more important than watching our intentions. You can learn a lot more by watching
Yeah.
your actions than watching your intentions. I can promise you that.
Oh, so true.
Really, you learn a lot more about yourself because, if you think you are the intentions you state, oh my gosh, you're missing.
Wow, I'm really great if I'm just my intentions.
Right? I know, right? Right?
Yes.
You could observe the actions. I love that life happens in spite of us, through us. I love that we can do things that we swore we wouldn't do, or we do things that we never thought we would do. I I love we can try to decide I'm going to quit doing this, and it's like, okay, how you doing with that? Not so good. Okay, you want to beat yourself up? I mean, like it's so fun. You have this intention, and you're not doing this. Yeah, I know, but this thing that I'm doing is really bad for me, so I really want to do it. And it's like, look, I'm not saying that it isn't accepted that this thing is bad for you. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I'm not saying I'm just not drinking the Kool-Aid that's completely bad for you, even though it's well established that it's completely bad for you because you're doing it. So I want it to be good for you because you're doing it.
Yeah.
Even if on paper everybody knows, oh, this is going to take you out a lot earlier. You're not going to live a great life. It's like, well, what good is living a great life if the quality of your life sucks? If you're beating yourself up because you're doing something that you know is bad for you and your actions aren't stopping you from doing those things. Maybe you need to die with dignity. And I don't mean put a bullet in your head, but I mean live. I mean really mean live with dignity, which is the same thing, you know? I had to clarify that. I know.
Who said it that out? No, just kidding.
So we're gonna have like 14 people commit suicide from watching this thing, as if that's what my message was. So, yeah.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah. Well, the integrity of their process, then. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, loved ones, if you think that there is good and evil and that your perspective is absolute, right? Oh, God bless you.
Yeah.
God
Oh
bless
my
you.
God.
I was there once, and I know that I'm a neophyte now to where I'm going. I can't wait to see when all this shit that I'm dispensing becomes fodder. So far, I haven't really had that experience since
Yeah.
1994. I really do feel like this work holds up pretty powerfully. The work does the work. And a lot of times it's the work doing us more than we're doing the work because it's our time.
Yeah.
And when we're not doing the work, it's because it's not our time. And so the work is doing the work and having us honor that it's not our time. But if you can have that overlay and that concept, you'd be surprised how it really will enhance your functionality and how you'll handle things a lot better. If not like a boss, but maybe you might handle things like a boss. But if not, you'll certainly handle it a lot better than you will by being hard on yourself, you know?
Mm-hmm.
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 All right, beautiful. Let's stop there and let's do this again whenever. And
Yeah.
fucking love you. I so fucking love you.
I fucking love you. Thank you for doing this. I'm really excited.
No, it's fun. It really is fun. I'm glad, and I'm
It is fun.
looking forward to getting this up because we haven't had it up, and now I'm going to have to dust off my candles and coffee theme song and the intro video, which I haven't even seen in over a year.
Yay.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, till next time, you beautiful, beautiful hunk of being. Thank you for this.
I love you,
I
mofo.
love you, mofo, so much. Bye.
Bye.